like to call to order the Village of Roscoe Board meeting. It's Tuesday, April 1st, 6:30. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roscoe.
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Block.
Here.
Malaco.
Here.
Petty. Here, right?
Here.
Gustafson.
Here. First item, approval of minutes. I would like to entertain a motion to approve two sets of minutes. The public hearing, which preceded the board meeting on March 18th, and the board minutes of March 18th. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Right?
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Block.
Yes.
Petty.
Yes.
Malaco.
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Public comment. Is there anyone in the audience or anyone remotely who wishes to address the board? If you do, please stand where you are and state your name and spell your name so that the clerk can enter it into the minutes.
Laverne Old Wine, 8937 Sheringham Drive, Roscoe,
Would you spell your last name, please?
OHLWINE.
Thank you.
My wife and I have been residents of Remington Creek for the last 33 years. We're the second people to move into this subdivision, and we absolutely adore it. We love our neighbors, love the environment that we're in. It's a very attractive place. It's a safe place for people to walk, ride their bikes, strollers going up and down the road, etc. As you know, Remington Creek is 80 acres, 39 homes, probably roughly 50 cars going in and out on a daily or very frequent time. The purchase of the 66 acres as proposed, I'd seen a plat layout for 26 homes. I guess initially it's been zoned maybe for one house. If it ever became 26 homes, we're looking at for at least another 50 cars going up and down Remington Creek. That's one way in, one way out. And if people are going to be walking there, it's got to be somewhat dangerous, no bike path, etc. I guess I'm wondering whether or not Remington, this 66 acres is going to be part of Remington Creek, and whether or not they're going to abide by the covenants that Remington Creek has for quality of houses and lot sizes and things of that nature. I happen to be on the property this afternoon, 66 acres. There's nothing very attractive about the proposed property as far as the subdivision is concerned. No trees. It's right now productive farmland, unlike Remington Creek. It has acres of old growth trees and timbers. This is just a comment. It would make more sense to me that the prospective buyer attempt to buy the land going out of Roscoe for 1.5, 2 miles out. It's got scrub trees on it, absolutely flat, and immediate access to Belvedere Road. The other thing that would concern me is that once construction of a subdivision would begin, or the amount of construction equipment going up and down Remington Creek, possibly damaging the road, which you just rebuilt. And it's very, very nice. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Obviously, I'm averse to the idea.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board?
My name is Ron Besden. I'm also a resident of Sheringham Drive.
Would you spell your name again, please, for the clerk?
RON, and my last name is Besden, BEZDON. It's 8983 is my address. And I couldn't have said it any better myself as to what this gentleman expressed. We bought here, we have not been in here for 30 years. We've only been here for about 3. But we chose this area because of the subdivision. The subdivision is a nice peaceful subdivision. It has a rocking, rolling hills. It's not a very good street for heavy traffic. And by expanding the subdivision, you essentially double or more the amount of traffic that goes through it, plus the wear and tear on the road, plus the construction wear and tear on the road. I don't think it would be of a benefit to anybody. I would much rather see that if these people need to develop that area, that they choose an area where they can access directly off of Belvedere Road and have their own access. Because our road is just truly not built nor landscaped nor anything for that. There are no sidewalks on it. And we have a number of children and families that share that road. We ride bikes on it. I take my grandkids up and down it constantly. And the additional traffic would, like I said, at least double what's already there. And everything else that he said, I agree with. So I would like to just voice as another resident of Sheringham Drive, an objection to allowing this development to go through, or this purchase and development. Thank you.
Anyone else?
My name is Roger Kagi, K-A-A-G-E. I'm also a member of Remington Creek. And I was at the zoning committee meeting, at which time the Twigs and their representatives specified they were only gonna put one home on this 66-acre property. And I don't think any of us in Remington Creek would object to only having one home on that property. If that's the case, and they specified in their application that their lot size, that the lot size is the entire 66 acres. If that's the case, it would be in the village's best interest to specify that Sheringham Drive does not get extended past its, where it ends right now at that property. Because that property would be their building lot. We wouldn't have to extend Sheringham Drive. Anything after that would be their driveway to wherever they want to build. But there wouldn't be any roads in there to make a subdivision. It's a simple solution. The village doesn't have to pay to extend the road, and they get what they want. One home on that 66 acres.
Thank you. Anyone else? Right, going on, under my report, there is in your documents some general information about the Great American.
Carol, there's somebody else right there hand first.
Oh,
First of all, is this the appropriate time for us to?
well, I digress. You can, or you can leave it for committee of the whole. This item is, if you're speaking to Remington Creek issue, it's on the committee of the whole agenda, and you can address it then as well.
Hi, I'm George Schaffner. I'm also a resident of Remington Creek. I would prefer to address this now because I'd like to get this in front of the village board as a whole. I wrote it down just to keep it organized and simple and make it very straightforward, but I asked questions and addressed my concerns on the rezoning of the parcel of the land 2 weeks ago with the committee of the whole. And many residents got up and made comments and talked about what their objections were. It was completely discounted and written off. We were completely ignored. It was really, we felt that was very rude. There wasn't anything that was concerned about other than passing what the buyer and what the seller wanted and pushing it through. Our concerns were not given any weight. So certainly not in consideration for the vast number of residents, the proposal will affect. And we're hoping that today is not going to be a repeat of the same. That's why I'd like to address it now. So there's several things or points that I just wanted to kind of make and kind of bring up. Why are the requests being pushed through as a condition of the sale so quickly? Property can still be sold as is, and the buyer can go through the proper channels as everybody else would buying a piece of property. You buy it, you own it, you try and do what you want with it. There is nothing in writing that this will be done as a one-house property and not developed. Seller has the ability to place a time limit, in fact, as a deed restrictions on that fact. Neither the seller nor the buyer are offering any solution up front. Why is the safety of our community being jeopardized for one person's request? As I said before, we have 39 residents that all share a street. No sidewalks or shoulders, curb and gutter, two-lane road. Mostly everybody walks, bikes, has kids, animals that share a narrow two-lane road. Why is annexation to Roscoe needed? What benefit will Roscoe receive from having this property annexed? What will be the cost to us in the community for doing so? Where will the utilities come from? Whose yards will be torn up to gain access? Why not access the property through Quarry View Drive? It's closer by the woods to where the house is going to be built than currently Sheringham Drive is. Better yet, there's 4 acres northeast that is directly up against Belvedere that already has tractor access that could easily be made into an entrance for the forest. Why is the property now listed applying as RE when it was approved as R1 2 weeks ago by the very board that's going to be listening to the rezoning tonight? This application at this point should be flat denied because it's inaccurate for what's being asked for. Where's the accuracy for the plat layout that's required in all applications? It seems that everyone is required to submit complete plans to a controlling group or governmental agency showing specific placement, access, utilities, building and site layout, etc. And all of this being bypassed for this group and transaction. The plat plan, in fact, that was submitted to the committee of the whole was for a subdivision and supposedly and openly stated as not accurate by the seller. So why was it even accepted by the group and approved unanimously and pushed through? The village needs to deny all requests for any consideration on this property until a complete and detailed plan is submitted for consideration and made public so that all affected parties will be aware of the plans. And we have the ability to express their concerns and have input.
Thank
The
you.
governing body here serves the community. We are the community. We're asking to be considered.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Is there anyone else who has new information to offer other than what we've heard several times?
Exhibits here. Yes, those are-
Again, would you state your name, please, and spell your last name for the clerk?
Sean McCarron, MCCAREN. I'm a homeowner and resident of Remington Creek in Remington Creek subdivision where I reside there with my wife and 2 children. It's taken nearly 34 years for the subdivision to be fully built, with the last home site being built on now. The issues begin with uncertainty and why I asked you to deny this annexation request. You could say uncertainty is the reason why we have zoning rules, construction codes, and development agreements. A considerable amount of time and money was utilized to develop Remington Creek in a controlled manner with the input, support, and approval of your predecessors, with nearly a dozen signatures of the various government stakeholders proving this controlled neighborhood of higher end homes. See Exhibit 183. Each plat had with it declarations of conditions and restrictions, also known as deed restrictions, that were recorded. Exhibits 4.
Excuse me, sir. Could you speak a little louder, please? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Right. Some of these restrictions cover items such as home design, outbuildings, vehicle parking, pools, and household pets, with committee approvals needed for items such as building plans or fence construction. Now, for our uncertainty, as likely with many of you, our homes represent a sizable portion of our net worth, where we spend our money, our time, make memories with our families and friends. The 39 homes, Exhibit 8, of the Remington Creek all abide by the aforementioned deed restrictions, with the exception of the subject. In the ZBA hearing last month, we saw the applicant's plat plan that showed a home with lot lines and a roadway, yet this is allegedly only to be a single family home. For now, question mark. In the ZBA hearing, the applicants were seeking a R1 residential zoning, but now on tonight's agenda, it is listed as RE rural residential. Why is that? The increase in traffic, even for one house, and certainly for construction, is a concern, especially for a planned neighborhood with one entry and exit. We're concerned for the safety of our children, people walking their dogs. What about the wear and tear from equipment to new construction as we've recently had our roads resurfaced? Why can't the subject property be accessed the same way it is farmed currently, or perhaps via Quarry View Drive or Belvedere Road? If not, are we to expect tractors or combines to be coming down our road? What about noise? Are the applicants going to be shooting on their property? I love to shoot, but I go to a private club. As the applicant owns their own firearms company. What about the numerous veterans we have in our neighborhood? How will gunshots sound? Or for our children or for our pets? I believe there will be many noise complaints. Now, why do we not trust this development? Besides what I've said, we were all shocked to learn that the land was owned by a fellow neighbor who served on the committee while hiding plans to develop this land. The same neighbor, not less than 5 months after acquiring the subject property in 2019, spearheaded litigation to have the neighborhood detached on the tax roll from RPS 205 to increase his investment value and solicited funding, Exhibit 9, from the neighbors. I suppose it is not surprising that he had held hostage Remington Creek neighborhood documents, perhaps to derail our efforts to assert ourselves here today, holding potential documents that further show the development history. I say all these things not to be negative, but to be echoing each of our desires and presumably for the Board of Trustees to build strong communities. You have one here. Please keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. You said there's someone online.
Noel,
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, it's Noel, Noel. Hodge, Hodge. Is that good?
yep, thank you.
Okay, perfect. I live in Remington Creek. I've been here since 2017 with my husband, my 2 kids, and we have a golden retriever. Most people actually know me in the neighborhood because I do regularly walk around in the neighborhood multiple times a week, and I know many other people do as well. It's just less than a mile, about 0.8 miles from the front of the neighborhood, all the way to the back cul-de-sac. If you haven't been to our neighborhood, it's one way in, one way out. We have one main road, which many houses actually are on, and that is Sheringham Drive. And there are 2 short, small cul-de-sacs that are just off the main road. That's it. There's no sidewalks and nowhere else to get out and about in our neighborhood. I just want to reiterate, there is a safety concern for many people if this land at the end of Sheringham is zoned for a code that would eventually allow for more than one home be built. I did meet Mr. Twig, very nice person, but I do have a hesitation with the zoning code that is proposed. I have verbally been told many times it's just one home, it's just one home. However, on paper, that zoning code would allow for more than one home. And I don't want this to go through. I'm fine with one home, but the fact that there could be multiple homes, once the zoning code is there, it's there, and there's nothing we can do about it. I know there's other processes that follow that, but that's just the beginning of more. So I guess if this person really wants to truly build one home on that piece of 66 acres, I just ask that the village board would consider making sure that whatever is zoned is for that one home and not for potentially more homes to be built. We do have one way in, one way out, and it is a safety concern for us that live here. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else online? Okay, thank you. At this time, if you wish to, there will be another opportunity for public comment when this item is before the committee of the whole, which follows the board meeting. Let's go on then to the president's report. You have in your documents some information about the Great American Cleanup for 2025. And if you take a look at those documents, you'll see where the map outlining what will happen beginning Friday, April 4th, and concluding sometime on Saturday, April 5th. And Public Works has been working with the organizer of this. There will be the necessary precautions, signage, so on and so forth. And volunteers have been lined up by Mr. Noreen, who's done this each year. And when they're finished, we will again applaud his efforts as we did last year. Right, going on then to the treasurer's report, cash report and bills. You have within your documents the cash report as well as bills for approval tonight. You are being asked to approve expenditures totaling $262,472.64 and a payroll of $105,425.54. Total expenditures before you then tonight for approval is $367,898.18. There were no motor fuel expenditures during this time period. So may I have a motion to pay the bills?
Almost. Second.
Are there any questions? Any clarification? We have a motion and a second.
Malco,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right, next before you, under the consent agenda, items 6, 7, and 8 are part of the consent agenda. I will read the titles of those, but I would like to entertain a motion to approve those together as a unit. Item number 6 is approval of the issuance of a special event permit for State Line YMCA Stonebridge 1/2 Marathon and 5K. The event will happen on Saturday, September 27th. Item 7, approval of resolution 2025 R12, approving the Rush Power System for the necessary generator repairs in the quoted amount of $5,205.57. And approval of ordinance 2025-06, authorizing the execution of a land donation agreement for acceptance by the village of the donation of a portion of the property located at 10514 Main Street. That, as you recall, is the property adjacent to our owned by Nick Summer. So may I have a motion to approve those 3 items?
So moved.
Second.
Wright,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Teddy. Yes. Babcock,
Yes.
Malco,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Going on, new business or suspend the rules. I'm going to ask you to consider suspending the rules for some of these because they are recurring events that we have always had on the books. And secondly, the necessity to get some of these expedited so that the organizers can go out and raise the funds and do all of the necessary things they need to do without a delay. So may I have a motion to suspend the rules for items 9, 10, 11, and 12?
So moved. Second.
Teddy,
Yes.
Malco,
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Item number 9, may I have a motion to approve the permit, the special event permit for what will be a new event, the Roscoe Makers Mercantile. The sponsor and organizer of this is Katie Thompson. Katie Thompson is the owner of Linked Jewelry. She was going to be here tonight, but she has flu, so she apologizes for not being able to attend. She has organized an event that will draw between 20 and 30 vendors, and they will use our public space, the parking lot, as well as the Liberty lot. The vendors will bring their own tents and set up. Katie has it organized that they will come in designated times to set up, and they will park behind our building or behind the PD. They'll be given an assigned spot. There will be no need to close streets. And the promise is that we will draw people to shop and recognize the amenities that exist here in the village of Roscoe. And this will take place on Saturday, June 21st, between 10 and 4 p.m. So Questions?
Wait a minute, I have a question. When do you expect the parking lot to be finished?
Memorial Day. Fingers crossed. Okay. The asphalt plants open mid-April, end of April.
Yeah, the
Perhaps.
one that I'm by right now, they're still building section of it.
Okay.
It should be about mid-April-ish.
So, dependent on that, that will happen first, and then other things put in place, but largely most of the infrastructure is there. So guaranteed. So we have a motion and second.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Teddy. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Item number 10, may I have a motion to approve a special event permit for the annual Chicory Bridge Garage Sale? This event is going to take place on Saturday and Sunday, May 17th and May 18th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
I'd like to thank trustee Clark for getting people energized to organize this and meet with the necessary parties here at the village. And there is a minor change recognizing the problems that existed with the school buses and garbage collection and all of that. So that Friday will not be a sale date, but rather just doing it on Saturday and Sunday. It's all alleviating some of the traffic concerns and congestion that had happened in the past. So we have a motion and a second, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Teddy. Yes.
Item 11, may I have a motion to approve a special event permit for the Rock Valley Radio Control Plane Flying event. This will happen at Chicory on August 23rd between 8 and 3 p.m. That's a Saturday.
So moved. Second.
You may remember this group also brought things to our Halloween event, and they were featured in their national magazine, so they have brought some attention to Roscoe, and it's a very well attended event. So we have a motion and a second.
Simon,
Yes.
Teddy. Yes. Malaco,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Item number 12, may I have a motion to approve a special event permit for Gigi's Playhouse Race for Acceptance 5K? The event will happen on Saturday, May 3rd from 8 to 12. And as stated, this is a returning event. They begin at Roscoe Middle School and proceed to the Stone Bridge Trail. The sponsors have it organized to keep the participants moving.
So moved. Second.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malaco.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 13, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2025 R11, authorizing entering into an agreement with Bear Graham and Associates for design, engineering, construction observation, and materials testing services for the 2025 residential streets program in the amount quoted of $79,200.
Did we suspend the rules for this one?
Sorry, you're right, we did not. I had excluded it. So which way do you want to go? If you want to get this moving so that we can proceed quickly, then I recommend we suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules. Second.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malaco.
Yes.
Plum.
Yes.
Teddy. Yes. Simon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, a motion to approve resolution 2025 R11.
For both projects.
It is for the streets that were identified in the documents here. Let's see. Hodges Run subdivision, which is Hodges Run, Hodges Way, Prairie Wind Place, and Hazel Close. In the Roscoe Central subdivision, Parkway Drive, Matt Court, and Andrews Drive. And the proposed scope is complete pavement removal aggregate base sheeping, replacement of driveways, 3 inches of new surface, rebuilding the roads. And so we need to do the design of that so we can send it out for bid. But this was the project that was discussed last season, and dollars set aside in capital projects to get this as our residential road program this season.
So moved. Second.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Simon,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Malcolm.
Yes.
Under questions and reports, I'm going to pass your way. On March 13th, we held our informational meeting regarding the formation of a business alliance. And there were approximately 20 to 25 people who indicated that they wanted to go the next step. Or people had also indicated that they were not able to attend on the 13th, but would like to be involved further. So what you have before you is a thank you as well as an invitation. And I would encourage all of you, if you can, please attend on the 16th here at 4 o'clock. And we will have stage 2 of our meeting trying to get this Roscoe Business Alliance going. This is to be a grassroots endeavor, and it's to be a workshop. The particular outcomes are outlined here for you. So we hope that the participants will be energetic and be able to do this. It will take a few minutes, but the process is beginning. And I believe Trustee Wright was going to arrange for a spokesperson who was very influential in getting a similar program started in Beloit to give a pep talk to the group, indicating that this is a doable thing and it will take several meetings, but we're going to have a cheerleader. Hopefully. Oh, all right.
I'll make sure he's-
Okay.
I'll make sure he's
But
back.
just see if he's available, or maybe he can recommend someone else who was involved, just to testify that the process does work and maybe offer some suggestions. So this is an informational piece to you, and if there are any individuals that you think had expressed to you an interest in this, we'll add them to the mailing list. Just send Janelle an email with the name and contact person. And again, the individuals who attended on the 13th and responded saying, yes, they want to be part of that, they'll also receive. I guess that's it. Is there anyone who has any other questions? Okay, we have another opportunity for public comment. Again, new information. Okay, hearing none, no need for an executive session. May I have a motion to adjourn the board meeting? So
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:03. We wish